the costumes we wear. Today is line 5.
Yes, this is line 5. Welcome to Functional Human Design and our living room. I'm Reid.
And I'm Jes. This is such a fun one. You had something to say. Go for it.
Oh, no,
I was feeling it.
Here's what I have to say. We are on 5th line, Heretic. What the heck?
Yeah, human design has some pretty funky language because it's very scientific and it looks at the entire shadow to the gift. And many times people live in their shadows, and that's just the reality, which is why I forgot my pants.
She's risking it all today.
Well,
Showing up as her true self, ready to lead no matter what.
Yeah, I am not a line 5, but being a line 6, we go through all our prior lines. And so I'm really familiar with it. I've felt it. And it's an incredibly difficult, challenging role to wear. And yet it is some of the most fun there is as well, because with everything, there's two sides. Line 5 is really the last line. I know there's a line 6, but it's the last line of our humanness, because at line 6 we start looking into the next evolution, the next hexagram. So the line 5 is really like the highest version of one's costume within this current reality. Line 5 is the leader of all leaders. Like, they're the leaders that we think about in our mind because they're so outward focused. I prefer to think of the line 5s as outward leaders. They're the ones that stand up. They're in charge during a crisis. They're in charge, generally leading the way. But in that process, there's a few things that can happen. Many times when a line 5 stands up, a lot of people project all of their shit onto you. And that means it gets really ugly because it's hard to stand there in the light of the world and be a mirror for other people.
And you suddenly, people have expectations of you that may not fit the goal of how you're leading them. And that can be kind of tricky sometimes. Being a leader is not always the easiest thing.
It's not easy at all, because like, if you've had any ounce of attention on the internet, those comments get brutal.
Yeah.
And it's those brutal comments that make the line 5 difficult. Now, there's another interesting shadow of line 5, and it's being scared to step out in the first place. Because when they step out, what's going to happen? So a lot of times line 5s just will have a hesitancy to step out at all because they don't know what's going to happen, or they're scared of the projection. And that's very normal. Really, it's helpful to have support of other line 5s and line 6s, because each one supports each other in different ways. That when the line 5 can feel supported in being brave and moving forward and taking charge, they are the outward leader for the masses.
Yep. And also providing solutions. In the Human Design book, they describe it as somebody who looks out the window and goes, what's going on down here? You know, like what needs to happen? And it's kind of like entering into any given world and being willing to create solutions for any given group of people. And that can be kind of scary, especially if you're in that shadow of like, what are people going to think of me?
Absolutely that. It's been really fun watching you step into your line 5, because it's in your subconscious and it is terrifying to do it. And really, just since we've started this 3 weeks ago, you have fully been stepping out into your line 5-ness, and it's been absolutely wonderful to watch and witness, because you're so bold and so bright, and you're gaining your footing without there needing to be a crisis at hand. And that is what is so amazing to me. Many times line 5s won't step forward without a major crisis. And when a line 5 can learn to step forward in their integrity, in their strength, and provide a real solution for the world, they are the teachers and the leaders for the other lines. And it's really, truly profound.
It is. didn't know how profound it was, because most of the time when I led, it was in crisis. It was like I waited for things to go down before I decided to step up and do something. That's where a hero complex can be a really big problem for a line 5. And that is being in the shadow, thinking that people see you as a certain way, or waiting for people's feedback in order to take the next step to solve the problem. And in reality, you're doing it for you, for them. That is part of the job description of being a line 5. Is it's not about just you, it's not about just them, it's willing to actually show up in your integrity.
I think of my line 5 era, and this was when I went public with my story. And I did it very much for me and for them. I knew it would be deeply healing and transformational to share my story of being a trafficking survivor. I also knew that it would be extraordinarily helpful for other people. And so being a front face to the world is terrifying. And yet it's what gives other people courage and strength in order to continue themselves. So when I look at the first 5 lines, 1, 2, and 3 are very much about self. Line 4 is that transition into community networking, this expansive love. And in a lot of ways, I think of line 4 as the teachers for lines 1, 2, and 3. And then line 5 is the teachers for everyone. And then tomorrow, when we get into line 6, and if you aren't a part of our Skool community, jump on in. It's absolutely free. We have been having, like, I can't even describe how much fun I'm having. Like, it's truly, truly profound. Come join us if this interests you at all. We would love to have you and play along.
Yep.
Have a
See you
great
then.
day. Bye.